Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Stylishly L. Thank you so much for joining, and if you have not joined the fam bam, make sure you press the subscribe button. I believe it's right here. I promise you that it is free. Now, I know you guys are gonna say it's been about a month since I've been gone from filming, but I have a lot to explain and a lot to talk to you guys about, but we'll get to that later in the video. And as you can see, my background is completely different, and we will also talk about that towards the end of the video so that I can tell you guys where I am. And this is a little strange for me because usually I film by myself, but my little sister is in the room right now, so it feels a little awkward. Do you want to say hi? No? She doesn't want to say hi. But yeah, I recently just, I was in my best friend's wedding, and I think I told you guys about that before, probably a while ago. And we did a makeup look that I really liked. It was very neutral, and I thought about, I was like, ew, I really need to recreate this for you guys because I loved how it turned out. So that's what we're gonna do today. And also where I am, it is extremely hot, okay? And I've had to kind of adjust how my makeup wears and what I do to my face a little bit. I do, my primer that I use is a very familiar primer, but I don't use it on a normal day, but I'm going to show you guys what I do to make sure that my makeup stays on all day. So per usual, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do my eyebrows off camera so that it just saves me some editing time, and I will be right back. Alright guys, so per usual, with the power of editing, I am back. And the look that I did, I'm actually trying to see if I can, I believe I have a video on my phone to show you guys. So it was very matte, and there was no shimmer, and it was very neutral. And the only palette that I did use was the Jaclyn Hill palette. Now, if you remember a few videos back, I did mention that I was traveling and that I would bring the Jaclyn Hill palette with me. My palette is extremely dirty. I don't know if it shows on camera, but this palette has been used, I mean, and abused for the most part. I only stuck with the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I did a very neutral look. So that's what we're gonna do right now. And per usual, whenever I do my face, you guys know that I prime my eyelids with my MAC Soft Paint Pot in the color Quite Natural. If you see me reaching over here, that's because, you know, there's a little table right here and it has everything that I need in it. And per usual, I'm using my e.l.f. concealer brush. I'm just going to use that to apply. Of course, you guys know I never travel without my Tartelette in Bloom palette because I love the mirror in here, and it's also one of my favorite palettes just to have in general. Per usual, I'm going to set that with a little translucent powder. I'm using my Cover FX translucent powder in the shade Deep. It has become a holy grail, and I do love mixing it with my RCMA Low Color powder as well. Okay, now going into the palette, I am going to take, what shade did I use? I'm going to take this orange shade right here, and I'm going to put that all into my crease. So I brought you guys in a little closer so you can see more of the detail that I'm doing. So I'm taking that color and I'm really placing that into the crease. And this is really what makes the look because there's no shimmer. And so you really want your transition color to stand out. So I'm going to buff it, but I'm going to buff it very close to my eyebrows. Alright guys, and then back into the palette. This is a very simple look actually. We're going to take this deep brown shade right here. I'm just going to keep the same brush, but I'm going to focus it just on my outer corners right here, just to deepen it. And the reason why I'm keeping the same brush is because I really don't want it too concentrated. So even though I'm keeping it in one area, I am trying to spread it as much as possible. I'm going to bring it towards the center of my lid, but keep it just under the orange. This is just such a simple eye look. Now I'm going to switch my brush and I'm going to take a flat shadow brush, and this one is by BH Cosmetics, and it has kind of like the rounded top. And I'm going to take this shade right here, this yellow shade right here, and we're going to place that right on our lids. And I'm going to take that Sedona lace brush with nothing in it, and I'm just going to clean up the edges, and that's it. It's a very simple matte look. It doesn't look like much now, but once you put your foundation on, it's perfect. Now I'm going to take my Aiko eye pencil, and I'm going to line my eyes. I really need to get a new one. This is pretty much done. I'm just winging it just a little bit. And for the actual look, I did have on the Ardell Mega Lashes, but I'm not going to put on lashes today just because, one, I didn't bring any, and two, even if I did have some, I probably wouldn't wear it. But I am loving the new L'Oreal Voluminous Lashes. It's very comparable to the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, except for this one is only $10. The Too Faced one, I believe, is $24. So we're gonna line just our top lashes and then do our bottom lashes after we put our foundation on. It's a really good mascara. Alright, so this is perfect. I'm gonna move you guys back and show you guys what I do to my face. Okay guys, so it's basically the same procedure, except for, because I'm in such a hot climate, I took my milk of magnesia and I put it into this jar. It really helped with traveling, and on a normal day I even keep it in here even when I am back home. So I'm just going to give this a little shake, and I'm going to place this completely in my T-zone. This is going to look extremely crazy, but trust me, this is what I've had to do every day if I want to wear makeup during the day. This is the procedure that I've had to take to keep it on the whole day. And then I'm going to give it a few minutes to dry. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my beauty blender and I'm going to take my Cover FX powder. So I want to make sure most of this is dried down. Make it dry a little bit more. And then I put powder on this as well. So I set my milk of magnesia. I know it's crazy. I know I look crazy, but the finished product is really beautiful and it really does last me all day. So I don't use this wet. I don't use my beauty blender wet just because I don't want it to move the product around, but I really concentrated on the corners of my nose like this. So it's basically you're setting the milk, and then under my eyes I don't do a lot, just enough so that there's a layer of powder Look at this. This is an awkward stage if somebody walks in. And for that look, I use the Kat Von D Love Cake foundation, but it's too heavy for where I am. So I also brought along my Tint Idol Ultra foundation by Lancome, and I'm going to use that today. What I do is I take my brush. This is my Morphe. This is the E54, and I take my Over setting spray. I spray that a little bit, and then I go in. I usually use about 4 pumps of this for my whole face. So don't worry, see? It's like you clean it right up. And we are done with foundation. Usually I'll go in with a little bit more, but you don't need it, not in this weather. And for today, for the wedding, I used the NARS Creamy Radiance foundation. This is the NARS Soft Matte. I feel like it's too heavy to use during the day, so usually when I'm here, I use this at night if I'm going out. And today, I'm just gonna stick with the NARS Creamy Radiance. This is also in the shade Cacao. They're actually both in the shade Cacao. And what I do is I draw a little V. I try to only stick with one layer of this because of the heat. And then I let it sit on my face for a while before I blend it out. I normally do this anyways, but I found myself really sticking to it while I've been here, just so that I don't have a huge layer of concealer on my face. So just my normal zones, try to put as little as possible. I tap. I don't actually spread it. I just tap it into my skin. And I feel like with this color, this is the best way for me to get the kind of results that I want. So I think I like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and set my face with the same powder, with the same Cover FX powder. I'm using my brush, my powder dry, and just pressing it into the corners and dragging it outward. I'm gonna leave that on while I contour. And you guys know one of my favorite contours is always my MAC blush in Film Noir. So I'm gonna take that with my Morphe E4 brush. It's an angled brush and it's perfect for contouring my face. What I also do is I dip into my Tartelette in Bloom palette. I dip into the shade Activist, which is like a very deep brown color. Gonna use that. Chin, whatever's left over on the brush, and I'm gonna go in and just brush off the excess powder. Try and be as matte. This is a very matte look. Brush, I'm going to take MAC Burnt Orange. This is burnt orange, burnt pepper, and I'm gonna place that all over my cheeks. I'm gonna go in with a generous amount because I really want it to warm my face. Before we spray our face, we're gonna finish the bottom of our eyes. I'm gonna take that same orange color that we first took in the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I'm gonna use the Morphe E35 brush. It's a very dense brush. And we're gonna take that and smudge it on our bottom lash. And with that brown color, that deep brown color, and deepen that. Let's go right underneath that orange color and connect it up here. And that same yellow shade, I'm just going to add more to the top of our lids, just so we're not losing that color after everything. I'm gonna make it a little brighter. For highlighter, I'm gonna take MAC Gold Deposit. Looks like this, and I'm gonna take my what do you call it, e.l.f. highlighting brush. I love this brush. See that? I did find a new highlighting brush that I'll talk in another video from Morphe that I do love. But this is the perfect highlighter for this look. Put some down my nose, on my cupid's bow, and my chin. And so we're gonna take our setting spray from Ofra. I love the setting spray, and we're gonna spray our whole face and fan it down. I'm gonna take my Benefit They're Real mascara. I really like this mascara for my bottom lashes. Love it. I'm gonna go ahead and apply it. And for my lips, I discovered one of my favorite combinations. It's going to be, you guys know my favorite liner to line my lips with. This is the NYX lip liner in the color Espresso. So I'm gonna line my lips with this. Okay, so once that's done, I started using the, what do you call these Wet n Wild Mega Liquid Catsuit Mega Last lipsticks, whatever they're called. This is in the shade Give Me Mocha. It's a very pretty pinky nude. It's very light for me, and so I had to line my lips the way I have. And what I do is I place it just in the center. These are drying, but they're not as drying as let's say ColourPop, for example. But I love how this looks on the lips, and this was, I believe, only $3. So great job, Wet n Wild. So I place this right in the center of my lips. And I dab it upwards. And then I'm gonna take ColourPop liquid lipstick in the shade Strut. I think this is matte. I'm not sure because it kind of rubbed off. So I don't know if it's their. I think it's a matte formula, but this is a very light color. So I just put it right in the center like this. And I have been loving this lip combo, like just living for it. And it gives me this very matte look. Sometimes what I do is I top it off with a little bit of the NYX Mega Shine Lip Gloss. This is in the shade Miami Babe. Guys know I love this. I just take a little bit of that and I dab it right down the center. So this is 3 lip combinations. So I'm gonna change locations, gonna do something a little different so that I can tell you guys where I am. So stay tuned if you want to hear a little bit about my journey in the past month. Be right back. Alright guys, so if you guessed that I am home in Ghana, then you are absolutely correct. I am I'm taking a seat in the garden because I just wanted to shoot out here and yeah, kind of catch you guys up on what's been going on in my life. So I've been home for about 2.5 weeks. We actually leave at the end of this week, so I'm very sad about that, but I will be coming back very shortly. If you guys don't know, I was born and raised in Ghana. I've always talked about it in my videos, and my grandmother turned 90, and so we came here to celebrate with her. We don't know how much longer we have with her, so this was a really touching trip, and I felt like I really needed to do it. Yeah, I love being home. It makes me very happy. I have been gone from the YouTube for about a month, and I do apologize for that, but I really had to be there for my best friend during the wedding, and we had so many different things that we needed to take care of that it just kind of kept me preoccupied. And then right after the wedding, we rushed home. I actually ended up like messing up my leg, and I had to go to the emergency room. So very long story. So I actually came to Africa in a wheelchair and a leg brace, but by God's grace it's doing a lot better, and I can basically walk a little bit while I'm here, and I'm grateful for that. Yeah, I just love being home. The breeze is amazing, but it is extremely hot. I actually came at a perfect time because August and September, it's a little bit cool. Usually the sun is beaming, you know, but today it's not that bad. And yeah, I've been eating a lot, and if you guys know me, then you know this is like my happy place. Being home with my family in Africa is what I consider to be home, and it is my happy place. I hope that I can just one day move here and like invest in being home and all of that good stuff. Yeah, right now it's just about finishing school, and which I have been doing while I've been here. You know, I'm fully online with my master's, and I'm able to work anywhere in the world, which is so perfect because it allows me to be very fluid. But once I get home, I promise you guys that I'm going to make up all the videos that I have missed, and even start incorporating kind of like the fashion aspect of my channel, because we haven't even touched on that yet. So hopefully that works out, but I couldn't be happier. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I think I covered everything, right? Yeah. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. I will see you back in the States, and I love you, and stay blessed. Thank you for watching. Mwah. Bye.